down, emotional distress. We also think that if caregivers are better supported, they'll better utilize available services. They'll better be able to participate in things like clinical research and clinical science. So I think that these issues are very much interconnected. And some good news on the legislative front. The California Care Corps is modeled off of a national care corps introduced 2 sessions ago by Representative Michelle Lujan Grisham, chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. And it looks like this year, as of the fiscal year 19 budget, which will be passed any hour, any day, $5 million will be included in that to do a demonstration project of that. So as we gather evidence to implement that program nationally. So that's really good progress there. And so next up, Hailey. I'm usually the youngest person in a room talking about Alzheimer's in DC, but today Hailey has us all beat. Hailey, can you tell us your story and what brought you into the Alzheimer's movement and what you're doing to bring more young people into it?
I just want to say thanks. My name is Hailey Richmond, and when I was 4 years old, my grandmother developed Alzheimer's disease, and I was really heartbroken. So me and my mom were trying to find support groups, and there were a lot of support groups for adults, but there were no support groups for kids. So that's why I founded Kid Caregivers, which is a support group for kids by a kid. And it gives tips, ideas, and suggestions to kids who have loved ones with Alzheimer's disease. My second organization I am the associative director of, and it was founded by Max Wallach. It's a 501c3 charitable organization, and what it does is it distributes and gives puzzles to facilities who have people with Alzheimer's disease. We have donated over 30,000 puzzles to over 5,000 facilities. I have a puzzle with me today, and most puzzles that have small amounts of pieces, because people with Alzheimer's disease can't solve puzzles with 500 pieces. So most puzzles that have 36 pieces would have pictures of like Minnie Mouse, and somebody with Alzheimer's disease, just because they have Alzheimer's disease, doesn't mean they want a little kid picture. I mean, it'd be embarrassing to be solving a puzzle. So Puzzles to Remember has puzzles that have adult themes to them. Like for example, this one has a flag and a bicycle. And the reason why we do puzzles is because puzzles stimulate the visual cortex inside the brain. And they relax and exercise you. So, yeah.
Amazing. Innovation.
I'm telling you, girl.
So there's an amazing spectrum of folks really joining the movement, and I think it's because of a greater understanding of the challenge. You've learned a lot about that today, and it's going to take all of us, hence our name, Us Against Alzheimer's, to develop solutions. Gina, before we turn over to Facebook, we have some folks that have questions from the Facebook community. We're talking a lot about the intersectionality of caregiving and sort of that young people have a stake in this, Latinos, African Americans, other communities of color have a stake in this. ARP is really led, particularly in looking at the LGBT community and how they're dealing with this. There's a community that's dealing with a lot at the intersection.